Hi, my name is Ved Patwardhan, and I am a third year LSE student studying economics at the London School of Economics. And today I'm just going to talk to you a bit about accommodation and staying in London. So, one of the things that I struggled with when I was trying to choose my accommodation is, will I have a good social life? Am I paying too much? Is it too far away from my university? All those types of things. And I was really lucky in the sense that some of my closest friends were in the year above, and they went to LSE, so I was able to ask them. And so throughout this video, I'll just talk to you a bit about my experience living in London and also which accommodation I found the best. So in my first year at LSE, I stayed in Bankside House, which I don't think is available anymore, but at the time was one of the most sociable halls of residence that you could possibly get. It was a decent price. I think I paid around £220 a week, which came out to about 8.5k for the whole year, which is still quite pricey compared to some other universities. But for London, that's probably quite standard, if not just a bit better. The halls itself was incredible. It was really good because it was social. It was a very social hall. A lot of halls at LSE they tend to be quite small in numbers, so maybe around 200, 300 people. But Bankside House was about 600 people, so you were able to meet people from different countries, different walks of life. And it was only through Bankside I could actually say that I had a proper uni experience because they allowed us to do so many events together. There was a committee, there was a bar downstairs, so on and so forth. But there's no point in me telling you about Bankside that much because it's not available to you anymore. So these are just some tips and advice to think about when you're choosing your hall. Number one, try and get into contact with anyone who's been at LSE. Obviously, being a student who is studying abroad, you probably don't have that many links. However, feel free to come into contact with me. Go on LinkedIn, connect with anyone, and just ask about their experience because I found after talking to people that I was truly able to choose the right accommodation for me. Another thing, you want to look at distance. Distance isn't a big factor because in London you can walk anywhere. Although my halls is a good 25-minute walk away from my university, I still found the walk really enjoyable because I was able to walk past landmarks, past like the Big Ben was on the other side of the river, the London Eye was right next to me, walk by the river. It's actually quite a nice walk. So distance shouldn't be a major factor, but just think about it because if you're someone who has to be at university a lot or you don't really like walking, then maybe choose a university closer. Something else is the amount of people in the hall. If you yourself are quite a social person and you want to get involved, try and choose a hall which has more than say 100 people because you're not going to find that many people to talk to and everybody's going to be kind of doing their own thing. Try and get a decent amount of people that you can try and socialize with. For example, another hall that's really good for LSE is Rosebery. I had a number of friends who lived at Rosebery Hall, and they really enjoyed their time. There was a bar, there was table tennis tables, there was catered as well, so you get some food. So yeah, that's another hall to think about. What else? So price, of course. If you don't want too much of an expensive hall, then Bankside was perfect. Rosebery's a decent price as well. The more expensive halls are I can't remember. It was south of the river. It was what was it called? I can't remember. West something. Urban Nest. No, that was it. It was called Urban Nest House, and it's really really nice hall. It's got a really nice view of London at the top, but it's a bit on the pricey side. But if you don't mind paying that, then go for those halls. And also just a bit of advice about accommodation and what you should try and do there. Like, obviously, it's your own space. It's a place where you can kind of just chill out after a day of university, or if you've been out and you just want to relax. But at the same time, do take advantage of everyone and anyone there because it is truly an eye-opening experience, and it is only through your accommodation that you will properly meet your friends. Because university is great because there'll be people on your course, there'll be people in your lectures, all that sort of stuff. But they don't live with you. When you start talking to people who live with you, that's when you're going to become closer mates with people. But yeah, so my experience personally living in London was incredible. I thought that it was really fun. I mean, I don't think New York should be called the city that never sleeps. I think London should definitely be that one. It always had something going on. If you don't drink, if you drink, if you like fast food, if you don't like fast food, if you like exploring anything, or if you just want something in particular, London's the place to do it. So, yeah, as in accommodation plays a big part in what you want your experience to be like. So, because a lot of people who, if they didn't like their accommodation, they just tend to not like their experience. But if you choose the right accommodation, make sure you're well informed, then London's the place for you. But yeah, I'm sure you'll have a great time if you choose the right accommodation. And if you need any advice or anything, feel free to get in touch with me through LinkedIn or through the website. And yeah, I really hope that this video was useful for you.